Let's crochet a pumpkin that takes less than an hour. You will need some sort of polyfill or stuffing. We are using a number 4 medium weight yarn with our 5mm candy corn hook. We chained 25, which ended up being about 7 inches. Then single crochet in the second chain from your hook. We are crocheting in the bumps on the back for a smooth edge. Now the stitch we are doing is herringbone single crochet. We do have an in-depth tutorial for this in our reels and in our YouTube shorts. We also have a written pattern for this specific stitch as well. If you want to check any of that out, head to our website ofireco.com, click the patterns tab, and then head to our blog. So herringbone single crochet until the end of the row, and then chain 1 and turn your project. Then we're just going to repeat herringbone single crochet in each row after that. We did a total of 34 rows. Our in-depth tutorial for this stitch will be very helpful for any of you beginners. Now that we have our 34 rows, we are going to go ahead and take this panel, chain 1 at the end, and then also grab a bunch of extra yarn to use for sewing. This is probably about 2 feet in sewing yarn. Then pull that yarn through the last loop, tighten that, and then we're going to fold this in half and we're going to sew the edges together using the whip stitch method. That's where you go in one stitch and then go directly across into the same stitch on the other side. So keep repeating this until you have sewn the sides together, and then we can start the next step. After you finish sewing this all together, you're going to take this yarn end and you're going to weave it through the edges of this little cylinder you have created. This is going to be the bottom of your pumpkin, and we are weaving this yarn end through so that we can eventually close this bottom. I will actually find these little bumps at the very edge, and then they have these little spaces right next to it, and I go in between these spaces just so that sewing is easier to see and everything is consistent. After you weave this yarn all around, you're going to pull to tighten this bottom, and then I just knot my yarn strands together at the end just to keep everything secure. Stick the shorter yarn end through your pumpkin and just tuck it in the center there, and then fill up your pumpkin with some polyfill or scrap yarn, whatever you have. Grab the long yarn end and drape that over the side of the pumpkin. Then you're gonna weave in this yarn end around the top so that we can close that too. Once this is closed, take that same yarn end, go over that strand that you brought up towards the top, put it through the bottom, and then poke it back through the top to create one of the ridges in a pumpkin. Then grab this yarn again, place it about like 2.5 inches over, drape it down the pumpkin, insert your needle through the bottom of your pumpkin, and then pull it through the top and pull that tightly to create the next ridge. Keep repeating this all the way around the pumpkin until you have all of these beautiful ridges to create that pumpkin look. Knot this yarn end securely to your pumpkin and then just tuck in those extra yarn ends. Now you can add a little cinnamon stick or a stick or whatever to the top of it to create that little stem. If you would like the written pattern for this pumpkin as well as the in-depth information on how to do this stitch, head to the patterns on our blog. This is our herringbone crochet pumpkin pattern.